Hey guys, today I'm going to go outside for a little bit to take in some fresh air because I've been locked in all day. I'm going to review the Workaway website. Some of you have asked me like how I met my host family in Japan and how I got connected with them. You just pay the subscription and then you can see all the families that are available who are looking for volunteers. All the families are expecting different things, so make sure that you look at the comments and you can see more of the details. So I'm going to take you with me down to my backyard. Let's go! Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well and taking up the sunshine now that it's almost spring. We'll be talking about my experience with Workaway.com, how I found my host family or Workaway family, I guess. I went to Japan in 2018 and I met my host family or Workaway family. I stayed with two families there. I will talk about first the first family, then the second. So the first family I stayed with was in Fukui City, and they were super welcoming, kind, and amazing. I miss them so much. They welcomed me into their home. We did really fun things. We went on a picnic. We went out to eat. We made American food. I played with their kids. We watched movies. It was an incredible time. And having my host family, they could tell me like, this is this and this is how you do it. So they were able to help me in many ways, and I was so grateful for them. And I still keep in contact with them. I basically just signed up for the page, which is, I think it was at the time $30. It might be more now. It might have become more popular now that there's more people traveling. And when I was looking for a family, I didn't want to work full-time and I didn't want it to be too stressful. It was supposed to be a learning experience and culture experience there, and I wanted 3 weeks to stay in a host family so they could show me what Japan is like. And I remember being really scared of taking the train at the beginning, but once I got used to it, it was so easy. Taking the train in Japan is amazing. It's so relaxing and stress-free. It's so nice. Unlike all the other ones in the whole world, Japan is really easy once you get to know what it's like and how it works. I went to my host family. They picked me up from the station and we went out to eat. I remember that night. I had so many amazing little stories that I could talk on forever. I remember this one time that I was playing with a little girl, and I remember the only thing we could talk or we could say between each other that we could understand was yummy. That was the only word in English that she would understand. The little boy, the only word he would understand was yummy, and he also would understand simple words like yes and hello. And there was this one time where he came upstairs to get me for dinner, and he tried speaking to me and I didn't know what he was saying. And then when I went downstairs, I was like, oh, dinner is ready. When he couldn't communicate with me, he would pout and just look down and look upset. He wasn't mad or anything, but he was just frustrated that I would not understand. I really enjoyed my experience there with the little kids. It was super sweet, and I played with them all the time. It was different being in a Japanese family than when you're on your own or when you're with other foreigners. It's not the same experience. So when I left, I was really sad. I swear I will go back to them and I will visit them for sure. So my second experience was actually in Shizuoka, and it was a little bit off. It wasn't really, I should have not participated in that Workaway family because they weren't actually in the Workaway page. So I met them through another Workaway family who were on the page, on the web page, and I messaged them asking hey, can I stay with you? I was looking for a family that didn't have a lot of work. I wanted something laid back, playing with kids, teaching them English. I'm really good at those things. I didn't want something that would be pressuring. And I was hoping to find that, but there was almost nothing like that. In August, I found a lot of families that were really nice and were looking more for like a babysitter, maybe like at the beginning of the summer, like in May, June, July. But then August, it was more like planting season, and a lot of people wanted help with like gardening and farming. And this family owned a farm in Shizuoka, and they wanted help planting. And I decided that that's pretty good, and I emailed them, but they said that they had already a foreigner coming, so I couldn't stay with them, but they said they had somebody who would be willing to host me. He got me in contact with this lady. She lived in the same city or nearby, and she was really sweet. I spoke to her literally. So when I go abroad or I travel anywhere, I ask a
million questions about where we're going, how much it is, what time, what day, all types of questions.
And this lady, I asked her all the things that she wanted me to do, how to get her house, what this, what that, and she was super sweet. When I got there, everything was great. She was really sweet. Her daughter was really nice. Her husband was super, super welcoming. Their house was beautiful. Everything was amazing. We had a day trip to Shizuoka City, and we saw some really nice places there, but like after a few days, she would leave me notes in the kitchen in the morning when I would wake up around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning. She would get up at 5 in the morning and she would leave that note, and she would take her daughter to like work, and she would go to work and the little girl would go to study. She would go and take her daughter in the morning, and then I would get up around 8 or 9 and I would see the note, and she would just write me simple things that she would like me to do, like wash the dishes, do the laundry. It was mostly just folding the clothes that were already dry, and maybe sweeping the floor, washing the table. It was simple stuff, and I would always do everything on her list. After a few days, I could tell that their atmosphere changed. It wasn't the same, and she was getting frustrated. She once at the end also took me on the train to Shizuoka City, and I thought we were going to have like a really nice day where we go to the castle and explore and maybe go shopping later and get an ice cream or something like that. But no, we got there, and then I was going to go in the castle, and then she just looked at me and said, "Oh, you can go to the castle on your own, right? And I have to go shopping." And I was like,
what?
I came all the way here to be by myself. I wouldn't have come if she wasn't gonna come with me. And I felt really, really bad. I was so sad that she did that, and she basically just left me on the street. I actually didn't come back till much later than her. She went back on the train like earlier. She just went shopping for food and then came back, which was really confusing. I was really, really sad. I didn't know what really happened. The next day when I woke up, I asked her if there was something wrong, like, can I do something? And she was like, no, she didn't say there was anything wrong. So I was like,
okay. So I was really confused.
But like after a couple days, I got up one day and she was not there with her husband or her daughter all day. Like, they left early in the morning and they didn't come back till like 8 or 9 p.m. They were not there all day. And then they came home and they made me like a quick dinner, and they basically ignored me. And the mom was like really mean. I asked her questions about like, hey, I wanted to let you know that I am going to Tokyo in a couple days. I need to go to the station around 8 in the morning. I had a lot of luggage, like a ton of luggage, and it was really heavy. I was worried that I would get lost or my luggage would break or something. So I asked them if they could take me, and they said it was fine. So I thought it was fine if they took me, but they didn't come for a whole day, and then I was worried. So I wanted to remind them that I needed to be there at 8 or 9 in the morning. And they said,
oh yeah, that's fine.
And then like the next day I wake up and they're not there, of course, and it's maybe like around 9 or 10, and it's the day before I leave, and I start washing my clothes because I had not washed any clothes all week, and I had no clothes left, so I had to wash some. And I wash my clothes, and then I look into the kitchen and there's a note, and she leaves me this really long note with my name in Japanese encircled, and she says
She wants me to clean her whole house.
Like wash the floor, organize everything.
we never said anything about like cleaning her whole house. I like helped her out with her English classes with kids. I gave her presents. I gave her daughter presents. I taught them like cool things about the United States. I cleaned their kitchen all the time, every day, and that was not enough for her. So she wrote this really mean letter and left it there, and I was like in shock. She could have talked it out with me, but instead she just left a note, a mean note for me to just handle by myself there. And I'm like, I'm 20 years old there, and it's my first time traveling. I was not sure what to do, but I was like,
This is it.
I'm leaving right now. So I just booked another day for my hotel, and I packed everything. Somehow I was able to fit my smaller suitcase inside my big one, and I was able to fit it all in, and I had my backpack, my big suitcase, and I left. And then I just left like the key upstairs. I got to the station, and thank God it was empty, and I didn't have many problems moving my luggage. And when I got to the station, I remember my dad was like freaking out about the whole situation. So when I got to the station, everything was fine. I got my ticket, I got on the train, and I decided to text her just to say that I left the house unlocked. I didn't want them to worry or anything. I just told them that I left and that I'm sorry of the way that things turned out, and I left them some presents there, like in the room. I had bought like a box of chocolates for them, and like some presents for the little girl. I was really heartbroken because I was looking forward to this host family from the very beginning, and I don't really know what happened. I think she just thought that Workaway means I have to do whatever she says. She should have stated what she wanted and what she expected. She shouldn't have just assumed that I was gonna clean her whole house. But it is what it is, and I'm still grateful for the experience, and it wasn't as horrible as I maybe come across. I handled it well, and I had an extra day in Tokyo, and I really think that I should have spent even more time than that in Tokyo, because Tokyo is gigantic, and I don't know how I managed to see so many things. If you sign up for the Workaway website, make sure that you communicate with the family or the owners of where you're staying to make sure that what you're expected of is clear, because misunderstandings happen all the time. I do really recommend it because I had a really amazing experience, and then my second experience was not very good. Even though this family was not actually in Workaway website, they probably just didn't know the rules, and they didn't know what a Workaway person means. Living with two host families in Japan made me stronger, and I will never forget my experiences, even if it's good or bad. By learning good and bad experiences, we will keep growing and learn. Failure does not mean that you're a failure in life. It means that you learned new things to keep growing and becoming your better you.